Hi, I'm Jared with Crying Stones Media. After the recent horrific school shooting in Florida, the nation has once again been forced to consider the reality that faces us today. These tragedies are becoming chillingly commonplace in America. Why? As usual, the nation's media, commentators, and politicians erupt in arguments regarding gun control, mental illness, the public school system, violent video games, etc. These tragedies instantly become hot, polarizing political issues. And while I believe these discussions are legitimate, they fail to recognize a deeper, much more sinister factor that faces us as a society. And that is the breakdown of the American family. I think we as a nation and as individuals need to pause, step back, and ask ourselves an honest question. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with the fiber of our culture that is producing young people that commit these heinous crimes? You know, in the 1960s, the nation was swept into this mass cultural upheaval known today as the sexual revolution. We threw away all these taboos that were restricting us from free love and self-expression. Marriage, monogamy, fidelity suddenly became boring and outdated. I feel personally that, figuratively speaking, the jury was out for a few decades. How would this cultural shift affect our children and our grandchildren? I believe that the jury has now delivered its verdict, and it's a death sentence. A death sentence for the nation, and all too often, a literal death sentence for the innocent victims of these shootings. According to the current divorce rate, there is a divorce taking place every 13 seconds in America as we speak. I pulled a few statistics from the 2016 census. From the period between 1960 and 2016, the percentage of children living with only their mother nearly tripled. We now have 23 million kids approximately living without two parents in the household. You know, these are just statistics, but beneath these numbers are real individuals, little lives that are being turned upside down and ripped apart by promiscuity, unfaithfulness, and divorce. Boys that desperately are in need of a father figure, desperately searching for a role model in their lives to show them what it means to be a man. We have millions of kids growing up today into teenagers who are growing into adults that are confused, they're depressed, they're bitter and angry, sometimes they're violent. Peter Hasson at the Federalist says, and I quote, "Broken homes or homes without a physically and emotionally present mother or father are the cause of most of society's ills. Unstable homes produce unstable children." And I couldn't agree more. He then adds, on CNN's list of the 27 deadliest shootings in U.S. history, 7 of those shootings were committed by young males since 2005. Only 1 of them out of the 7 was raised by his biological dad. Dads, we need to step up. There's way too many men out there who measure their manhood by the ability to father a child, but then walk away from the truly enormous and God-ordained responsibility of actually being a dad to the child they helped bring into the world. Young men, our boys don't ask for the world. They don't care if you're rich. They don't care if you're famous. They just need you to be there. They need you to walk with them through childhood and youth. They need your discipline. They need structure. They need your love and friendship. They need you. You are the world to them. I know this is a wildly unpopular statement in today's social climate, but the fact is that the design of marriage between a man and a woman for life that was created and sanctioned by God in the beginning, reaffirmed by Jesus Christ, that is the design in which children are meant to exist and to thrive. And if we as nations, if we as individuals don't come back to this truth, the terrible tragedy that struck a few weeks ago is going to repeat itself again and again. God help us. It's my sincere prayer that if you're a young man watching this, that you would just please step back and consider the path you're on. Consider the relationships you're involved in. Are you ready to recognize your accountability before God? Are you ready to settle down, marry a woman, and stick with her through thick and thin, sickness and health? Are you ready to step up to the plate and be a husband, a leader, a role model? Are you ready to stand up and accept the challenge of fatherhood? The world is waiting. Thank you and God bless.